give me 5 minutes and I will show you how to make a dish that will satisfy your hunger and maybe rethink your Sunday big breakfast with the family. In my family, we called it fried tomatoes. You may call it tomato gravy. I don't know. It's really, really great, and here's how you make it. So first things first is get a nice big pan and set that temperature to medium high, okay? Make sure your knife is sharp. You want to make sure you use a honing steel or a sharpening steel with your knife so that you can slice your tomatoes really, really thin. Then you want to core your tomatoes that you have. Take 2, 3, or whatever, and core out the middles and then slice them down the middle. And as you get them ready, put them in a line, and then you want to slice them very, very thin. Fried tomatoes have been around in my family for 100 years. My grandmother started it. And the key to making great fried tomatoes is going to be bacon fat. I know I'm big on bacon fat here, but bacon fat is the way to go. So get those tomatoes very, very well sliced. In your hot pan, I want you to take bacon fat that you've rendered from making bacon over time and get a big old scoop of it, probably about 3 tablespoons, and put it in the bottom of the pan and get that heating up. Then you want to take your tomatoes and you want to add your tomatoes to that hot bacon fat. Be careful, it's going to splatter. So I use my knife to kind of put the tomatoes in and then use the blade to spread them out and get them all in there. And then after I get everything done, I'm going to cover them for about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and get them really, really cooking and getting them rendered so they start getting really soft. I'm going to open up that pan a couple of times, stir it around so I get to heat it evenly. And then I'm going to get my other ingredients out, which are flour, salt, pepper, and either half and half or regular milk. After about 3 or 4 minutes, when they start getting really, really soft, I'm going to add in maybe about a half a tablespoon of salt, maybe a half a tablespoon of pepper, maybe a full tablespoon of sugar. And you want all that getting down and rendering and caramelizing, and then put your top back on your pan and let her cook away. Scrape it up a little bit, make sure it's in good shape. And once you're done there, now it's time to probably add the flour. So I'm going to take all-purpose flour. I'm going to probably take 2 tablespoons, maybe 3, and I'm going to sprinkle that over this mixture. What that's going to do is going to absorb all of that, and I'm going to stir all that in so that my flour is completely incorporated into the dish. So keep moving it around, back and forth, back and forth. Now you want to turn the oven down to about medium low. Then I'm going to add about 2/3 of a cup of half and half. Or you can use regular milk or 2% milk or whatever. You're going to pour that in, stir it in, and let that start to thicken up. Now the heat's going to do it, but also the flour you add is going to start heating that up and kind of make it into a nice gravy, if you will, for your mixture. And then you're just going to let it sit there and thicken up for a little bit. And while you're doing that, you can put in the toaster, you can put English muffin or biscuits or whatever you want to do. Get them toasted and get them ready. Add a little bit of extra salt if you need to. And then butter your bread. Toast it, butter it, and then cut it however you want. I like to cut it into triangles, lay it on my plate. And then I'm going to lay that beautiful fried tomatoes, as we call it in my family, and I'm going to lay it all over my toast. Now, I usually serve this with scrambled eggs and bacon, or fried eggs and bacon, or any types of eggs. Today, I just made it all by itself so that you can see how easy. Look how beautiful that is over the toast points and everything. That gorgeous, fabulous, great tasting fried tomatoes. You'll love it. I love it. My family loves it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.